Today, we're taking a look at a couple new headlamps. Wuben had reached out and asked me if I'd take a look at these, so let's take a look at them, do an unboxing, and see what they got. So this first one, this is the H4. In the box behind me, this stuff has a whole bunch of gadgets and gizmos in it. We'll just open it up and take a look real quick. It's got like multiple parts and stuff, so we'll open this. We'll get to this here in a minute, but at first, let's take a look at this H4. Claims to have 800 lumens, but I'm guessing it's going to be really lightweight, maybe even in that ultralight zone for you hikers or backpackers out there that need your gear super light. So real quick, I'm gonna put the stats here on the screen. It's got a spotlight, a floodlight, red light within the spot. It's got turbo with 800 or 350 lumens. The spotlight's gonna have 300, 150, or 15 lumens for when you're trying to be really quiet and super dim. The floodlight also has 300, 150, and 15. Keep in mind, when you're hiking, generally you're not walking at night. You're just gonna get to camp, maybe move around camp. Hopefully you've set up camp before it got dark. I've got another video that talks about that. However, things happen. But this says you get about 3 hours on high, 33 hours on low, pretty much all three, except for the red light for some reason is a bit lower than those. All right, so just taking it out of the box, here's what we get so far. Headlight strap installation, so it doesn't come installed. No, it sure doesn't. All right, you've got $1, I'm sure we won't need that. We can figure it out. Together, we can figure it out. So first off, I'm just gonna open this bad boy up here. And no, I'm not just throwing that and gonna trash it. Comes with power cable. This is actually bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So, right out of the gate, rubberized surface right here. So in case, you know, you need to bang it on stuff or it drops, that'll be good. Plastic or some kind of composite here. And it does look like it folds open. Please remove the battery installation sheet before using it. So it's got one little hook right here. Pull that. Oh, not sure. That's gonna be for the strap. Put that in. But, oh, so that doesn't even use that hook that I just did. The hook actually opens this part. All right, let me read the instructions. Do you really need this many instructions for a headlamp? Jeez. Oh, maybe because it's in multiple languages, I'm guessing. But this one right here will tell you kind of the different modes you can put it in. So if you want to, if you get this or you want to pause that right there, go ahead. All right, so just open that dude up. It's got this little thing right here. You just pull that little piece of plastic off there and we should be in business. We're in business. Noticeably, it's got a little blue light on the bottom and I'm not sure if you can see that, but this bad boy's on now. Okay, so these do have steps and you just hold it down. It's gonna get the different steps involved. You've got another button on this side that's gonna change you from flood to spotlight and vice versa. And now I'm pretty blind, so give me a second. It doesn't look all that bright right now, but that's because it's daytime. Let's see how to put this thing on. That's just so it can bend, tilt up and down. Okay, so this is actually gonna go in those little slits right here. Easy enough. And then bam. Man, I feel like I'm straight out of the 80s. This is awesome. So it looks like you can rotate about 90 degrees straight down. Not exactly sure why you do that. Oh, maybe to look inside your beard here. So yeah, I can see what's inside my beard. A lot of lamps don't go down that far and they're not gonna give you that thing on your nose there. That is a little bright. But generally they're gonna be about somewhere around right here. And then if you wanna switch it, you just kinda go from side to side. Now let's see how you do the red light. I'm guessing it's hold down both buttons. Okay, so both buttons, actually a double tap on this one, lit both of them up, bam. Let's see if that same thing happens over here. Yeah, same thing happens when you double tap over here. All right, while the light is off, if you want to turn on the red light, just hold down either of the buttons for just a couple seconds and the red light turns on. And then I think if you hit one button, it's gonna go into some blinking mode, maybe even an SOS. Hit it again and it's gonna go a little bit faster, maybe not quite a strobe, but then tap it again and it gets you back home. Hold it down and it's off again. A lot of these lights will have locks on them so that when you've got them in your backpack, they don't accidentally turn on and either light stuff on fire or just eat up all your juice. Not bad. We're gonna take it out at night tonight. Now we're doing the low, medium, and high test on the actual trail. And I didn't put it into turbo because that'll just eat the juice really quick. And I don't recommend you use it while you're hiking unless you're in an emergency situation. But right out of the gate, this is not a bad lamp. Now let's see how much it weighs. And I do want to compare this to my lightest as well as my heaviest. So the H4 is going to come out to about 3.5 ounces, which isn't horrible. And that's with this band, which you could obviously take that off. Feels like this probably is at least a half an ounce. Actually, it's about 0.6. So if you wanted to swap that out, totally up to you. We get it, that ounces end up turning into pounds. But let's see how much this one is from Sunblessa. This is probably my lightest lamp. 1.8, way lighter, about half. But you know, is it always worth it? Check it out later tonight when it's dark out. I love this Sunblessa lamp. However, there are a couple quirks to it. I'm not gonna get into those right now. If you guys wanna know, drop a note in the comments and I'll gladly take that up. Now, let's take a look at my heaviest headlamp. This one, 13 pounds, no, 13.7 ounces. I'm never taking that hiking. That's just way too much. The battery indicator is pretty simple too. You turn it on and if it's blue light down here, it's like above 90%. If it turns red, you're gonna wanna start powering it back up because that means it's less than 40%. Now, as far as powering it back up, man, if I had one gripe, it's probably just me being stupid. But in order to power it back up, you don't have anything external, which could be a good thing because that means it's gonna be a bit more waterproof. I'm still not sure how they waterproof the iPhones, seeing how the speakers are open and the USB-C port's wide open. But with this, you are gonna have to open this back up. You pull the battery out, which is super simple. And it's got a USB-C right about there. So not that big of a deal. So you cannot use it from an external pack while you're going. Something like this you could, but do you want to? All right, so if I'm going hiking, this is definitely a good option. One of the things I have heard from multiple people is that they like lights that don't start dimming and they just stay a consistent 100% until the battery's out. I would say that's got some great potential, but it's got some potential for disaster. I was hiking in the woods and I don't think you all understand how dark that is when it does not have access to the moon or something like this. It is pitch black. So if you go from having a relatively good light to zero light, I expect to fall in a couple bumps and bruises. But I do like this one. It is kind of that medium weight. The construction feels really nice. I do like the rubberized surfaces and the plastic on the bottom is just okay, but I do like how this is rubberized. I also do like that it's got that 90-degree tilt to it. Now, a lot of these headlamps have gestures and this one's no different. To turn on the gestures, you just turn it on and then hold down both buttons for about 1.5 seconds. Now what you'll notice is on the bottom, now you've got a pulsing blue light. That lets you know that the gestures are on. And so far, all I've seen is that it can turn it on and off. Now, one thing that's wild with this lamp is I feel like if I wear it down closer to my forehead, for one thing, when it's dark out, the blue light on the bottom, if it's too low, it feels like it kind of gets in my way of my vision and kind of inhibits seeing in the dark. The other thing is, if it's too low, I can see right through here. So when the light's on, it actually has a glow right here that also inhibits. So what I've done is kind of raised it up a little bit so it's not in my peripheral vision here. And then you can compensate by moving this up or down. Easy peasy. And also I am gonna have to see how bright it is at night, because 800 lumens isn't always 800 lumens, if you know what I mean. And now that we took a look at this one, let's take a look and see what else they sent us. So what is in here? One gesture sensor. Not sure what I need that for, but okay. And this is a battery extender. We're gonna have to see what is all this about? Okay, this looks like it's gonna be what goes around your head, and then the main unit. 1800 lumens, that's bright. So we're gonna put this all together and see if we like it better than the H4. Okay, this says 1800, 800, 400 for turbo. Then we've got high, medium, and low, which is 400, 150, and 5. So 5 is really low amount of lumens, which is great, especially if you're walking, say, next to your wife that really doesn't want to be woken up. Now this one also has a strobe at 1000 lumens in case you really want to make someone panic. And nice box right at the gate, just, you know. And again, why a dictionary for a headlamp? Aww. Ooh, that feels nice. That feels like a big chunk of metal. It's also got a little clip right here, so you could just like clip it to your backpack while you're backpacking. I do like the design. It feels very reminiscent of my O-Light, the one of the gun mounts. I'm guessing this one's gonna be way heavier. In fact, let's get it on the scale real quick. 2.8, that's not horrible. Oh, we are gonna have to measure the head mounts as well here. So I'm guessing I gotta take this off. Take the little battery piece out. Got a squirrel over there jacking with me. It's pretty bright. Okay, I don't want to look at it because it is kind of blinding, but what in the world is this for? But looking at this, so definitely all metal construction. This thing is awesome. Feels like aluminum. It's got a little bitty hole right here. So you could probably put something on a lanyard. That's part of the battery thing that unscrews here. This is all metal. It's got a nice metal clip here. And then the button right here that tells it to turn on. Okay, so it does face kind of sideways, and that's kind of a cool design there. I like it. Right here, there's a rubberized enclosure here, so you can take that off, and that's where you're gonna charge it. As well as, I'm guessing, where you would put the gesture sensor. Let's attach it just because I am curious as to what it does. You can just high, medium, low, turn off. All right, now this piece, it does have a little optic sensor right there. Obviously something you can move your hand around, but this is plastic compared to the all metal design of the other one. It does have a spot for the USB-C as well. It goes like this and like this. All right. Oh, look at that. That just lit up. Let's put it on this strap and see how it works. Oh, look at that. Okay, so, what would the use case be for that? Because without it, I mean, you've got a button right here you can push. So your hand's gonna be really close to the same position. I don't know, I didn't make it. Bam. Let's put it on here. And then we're gonna also put this on the scale to see how much it weighs. I do wanna say that this is not a sponsored video. They did send me some products, but my words are my own, and I say this with all the vendors that if you wanna send me something, sure, I'll take a look at it, but I am gonna let my audience know because I don't want them buying junk. But let's take a look. So it says, okay, so you've got the head mount bracket here, and this, you're just gonna slide this right in here, and it goes like so. But then where does this go? We're gonna have to figure that one out together. Oh, okay. So instead of having the mount that moves, the light actually pivots inside of the mount itself. That's cool. And then when you want to take it out, you've just got this little thing right here, and you pull that and you're back out. Hey Cosby Fish, I bet you're wanting one of these, aren't you? So far, the sensor's getting in my way. Now, maybe it's cool, like if you're running and jogging and you just want to be able to do something like that. But for me, it may not be the best thing. And I have no idea what this battery extender is for. My guess is if you wanted to get a larger battery, I'll have to check their site, and I'll post something right up around here if I can find something that shows like an extended battery that you can place in here. Without any pressure, it kind of keeps turning on and blinding me, and don't exactly like that. So it seems to start out low. Okay, so it depends, like if you move your finger this way or this way, seems to be, whoa, okay. I'll also turn that on, which that's gonna blind me. You're gonna have to figure out the sensors. So this is just gonna clip right on the side here, where it goes right in there. So it's turning on and off, but let's see, I need to, oh, okay, so you just kind of touch it and it's gonna give you, it's gonna turn on, off, and then if you hold it down, it's gonna, you know, lighten up or brighten it up. Kind of cool. Necessary? I don't know. Cool? Maybe. Okay, so the button still works while you've got this here. We're gonna have to read the instructions to figure out why. Sometimes it turns blinky, sometimes it does that. I don't know. Pretty cool. But let's see how much it all weighs. All right, 4.4 with everything. Not horrible, but again, like my son Bless, it comes in at 1.7, 1.8. It's definitely way more than this, but I can guarantee you that that battery is gonna last a hell of a lot longer than this one. This one's nice, it's great, it lights up, but I do have issues with the battery duration.
And no test is complete without the nighttime trail test. Now this is the E7 on its lowest setting. Talk about battery saving. This is a whopping 5 lumen.
So what do you guys think? Is it a little much or just the right amount for being able to camp in, go hiking or whatever? So this was the Wuben E7 and along paired with the P1. So if you want to go and check them out, I'll leave a link in the description, but watch out, this thing's kind of bright. Oh, and I almost forgot, in the box we've also got, I'm guessing there's gonna be nothing but a power cable in here. Okay, so it comes with a lanyard, a power cable, some extra grommets or something in case you get a little bit of wetness or those get deteriorated in there. All right, gang, thanks for sticking around for a review of a couple different Wuben headlamps. I think they're pretty cool. Now, I know I didn't go into detail about how the gestures work on this, so if you do want to find out how those work, drop a note in the comment and I'll get that video out extremely quickly. And if I didn't tell you already, these are going to be part of a larger video, one where I take multiple headlamps and kind of ask the question, what is right for your hike? So make sure you take a look at that one, and I'll leave a link somewhere around here for that.
If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.